Serena Collins is a single parent to 8-year-old Enzo. They live in New York City, which shut down schools in March 2020 as the city became the epicenter of the global pandemic. Over the spring and summer, Serena worked on putting together a learning pod that she would teach. It fell apart.
What I've seen happen is that parents will choose a college student or a high school student, like people who don't even have degrees, over someone who's educated because they don't want to pay more than $15 an hour, which is minimum wage.
In July, New York City became the only major U.S. city to announce a partial return to in-person instruction in the fall.
The approach we will use is blended learning. And blended learning simply means at some points in the week, you're learning in person in the classroom. At other points in the week, you're learning remotely.
Serena signed Enzo up, but that also soon fell apart as her son's public school was repeatedly shut down because of positive COVID-19 cases. In total, Enzo attended only 10 days of in-person instruction. It was all too unreliable, so Serena opted for full remote, which came with its own set of challenges because she couldn't work.
I would say that in general, this year has been a colossal disaster. Thank you, Department of Education. And our children have suffered, and so have parents, especially single parents who are not able to work because there is no school.
Families across the United States can relate. A majority of U.S. schools were shut down to in-person instruction for most of the school year. Some families were able to join learning pods, but for many, pods were financially out of reach. There were pods that also fell apart over differing viewpoints on best approaches. Many parents had to quit their jobs, and there have been numerous reports of children falling behind academically and suffering from mental health issues. Serena blames the New York Department of Education.
It could have been handled much better had the DOE actually used those 6 months last year to plan accordingly, as opposed to, creating like baloney politics.
After what can only be described as an annus horribilis by many parents, pressure is mounting for schools to fully reopen this fall. But experts say masking, social distancing, and measures to ensure proper ventilation in schools are likely to remain in place until there are signs the pandemic is truly contained. Karina Huber, CGTN, New York.